But if you want more out of life, you've got to prepare for more.
Yeah.
You got to expand.
Yeah.
God is only going to give you what you're prepared for.
Yeah.
If you're not prepared for more, he can't give it to you.
He can't.
According to your faith,
You're right.
may it be done unto you.
Come on, man.
So what are you learning?
Right.
What are you listening to? What are you hearing every single day? Because that's what's developing your faith.
Right.
You know? So
let me ask you this question. Speaking right along what you said, right? I think maybe about like 2-3 years ago, I probably would have did a reaction video to this and said, this is the dumbest thing a rich person could have done. Mm-hmm. But I think it was Rick Ross bought his daughter a Lamborghini SUV for her first car.
yeah.
And when I saw that, I was reading the comments. I was like, "Oh man, you're spoiling her. You're not giving her wisdom. You're not making her go earn it, and you're not making her live the rough life." And then I was reading some of the other comments, like, "Yo, but that's why he worked hard, so she doesn't have to work as hard. But she could work hard moving forward.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to work as hard." And it's like, man, when I was sitting back thinking, I was like, "Do I want my kids?" Do I want to expose my kids to my struggle, or do I want to expose my kids to a different type of life and then let them struggle in that life?
Yeah.
New kid, well, you have daughters. They turn 20. They say, "Dad, I want a Lamborghini," and you got the money. Are you buying them the Lamborghini for their first car?
My daughter, she's 18 now, right? So when
Right.
she turned 16,
Okay.
I did get her a car. It wasn't a Lamborghini. It was a BMW. I think it was an X3 or something like that.
What is a BMW?
Yeah. So here's my philosophy on that. When she was about 12, 13, because of what she was exposed to,
Right.
on her, with me being her father, she wanted a nice car. And she would talk about it. And one of the cars she wanted was a BMW. It was a BMW or Benz.
Okay.
Now, she knew that Dad had the money to get her the car.
Right.
She knew it. 1,000% he can do it.
Right.
And I made a promise to her. I said, listen, you get straight A's, right? You'll have the BMW or the Benz, whatever it is going to be when you turn 16. She never had to ask me again because she knew and she trusted that her father had what it took to give her what it is that she wanted. Why am I sharing that with you? Well, I always look at things from a spiritual standpoint first before I look at it from a physical standpoint. I'm her physical father, but she also has a spiritual father. And a spiritual father owns everything.
Yeah.
So I have a spiritual father. You have a spiritual father. Right. People that are watching, they have a spiritual father. Your father owns everything.
Right.
He owns all the wealth.
Right.
So it's what do you want is what he's going to give you. If it's a Ford Focus, that's what he's going to give you. If it's a Lamborghini, that's what he's going to give you. So it all depends on what you're actually desiring. What the actual number is, it's small. I remember Joel Osteen talking about this. He was contemplating buying this house, and he was worried about what people were going to say. Like, why are you buying this house? You're a pastor, da, da, da. And he said he was on the plane, and he said God told him to look down and said, how small are the objects down there to you? The houses that you see, the cars that you see driving, how small are they to you from this point of view? And he said, very small. So how much smaller is that house that you want to buy to me? So whose perspective are you looking at life? You're looking at the perspective of Rick Ross buying his daughter a Lamborghini, like, oh my God, why would you do that? But to God, it's like,
That's a Lamborghini.
it's a Lamborghini, so what?
Just a car.
It's just a car.
Wow.
Yeah. My daughter works very, very hard.
She does.
Yeah. When she graduates from college, yes, I plan on shocking her. What that shock is going to be, I don't know. But there's always going to be a reward. There's always a reward for doing what you're supposed to do. That's how God works. That's how a father works. It's not just, oh, I'm just going to give it to you just to give it to you. There's a reward for you doing what you're supposed to do. And that's how I operate with my daughter and my son.
That's how I feel too, man.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm blessed to have kids, if I ever have kids, you know, my thing is I just want to be able to expose my family to things that I was not exposed to.
Yeah.
And I do that now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I bought my car. You have a much, I don't say much better, but it's definitely a step up from my car. And you don't know how much you exposed me when I got in your car. I listened to you, and I was just like, just moving my butt in the seat. And I was like, yeah, this is nice. I'm looking around, I mean, because I was like, man, okay, this is what's next down the road.
Yeah, of course.
You know, and then leaving that conference, I literally printed off that card.
Yes.
And it's in my office. And I'm just like, all right, that's goals.
Yeah.
That's goals. Because the car I have now was goals.
Yeah.
And then when I get there, it's like, okay, I don't know what's next. Maybe the jet. I don't know. You know? But
It works for anything.
It does.
It works for any area of your life.
Yeah.
It works for everything. Abraham, he wanted a son.
Yeah.
And he was having trouble. But he wasn't having trouble with his faith. He was having trouble with his belief.
Yeah.
Because he was looking at his current circumstances. Current circumstance said, I'm too old. My wife is too old.
Yeah.
So the facts said, I'm not supposed to have a son. So God had to have him look at a different picture, look up at the stars and imagine a child's face on every star. That's what I want to do for you. And when he did that, that's when he believed. That's why I tell people, put the picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now-
For you, it may be a Mercedes right now.
Right.
But you go from faith to faith.
Faith to faith.
Yeah.
Also, all day. What about the people watching right now? Because I think this is what a lot of people have, right? It's, I don't believe I deserve that. I don't believe I can get there.
Yeah.
My mama didn't get there. My dad didn't get there. I don't see no one in my family getting there. We all just work at, McDonald's, Wendy's, these shops. The most we'll make is about $15 to $20 an hour for the rest of our life. That's not for me. Maybe that's for you, but that's not for me. And I talk about this all the time on my show. You got to believe in yourself further. And sometimes you got to believe in what your parents and your family don't even believe in.
Right.
What would you say to someone, because you talk about this often, Ashley. I actually learned a lot from you when you talk about believing in faith. But what would you say to that person if they came to you in your company right now and said, David, I don't believe I could be as successful as you?
Mm-hmm. My question to them is, are you happy with that?
No, I'm not happy with that.
Okay, well, let's change it.
How do I change it though? I mean, I'm not you. I'm not where you are.
Okay. Yeah, you're not where I am. And that's okay. But if you keep saying it, that's exactly what you're going to keep getting. We were created in the image and the likeness of God. And there's one thing that God always does. He speaks. And when he speaks, he creates. And he's given us that same power. So when you say, I can't afford that, and this is what my family's always done, and I don't believe I can be successful, you're actually using the power of creation. You're just creating what you don't want. That's why I'm saying, what do you want? Are you happy with that? Yeah. You say, I'm not happy. Well, let's change it. What are we changing? We're changing what we're speaking first. Yeah. So I have a mantra that I've taught, and I learned it from Bob Proctor. He's incredible, right? He passed away a few months ago at 88. Wow. I mean, just a life of impact. But he taught me this phrase, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am. Anything you put after I am goes into creation mode. So if you do want to change the generational curse, what's a curse? A curse is a set of words. It's the words that you've been speaking, that your parents are speaking, your grandparents are speaking. That's the generational curse. How do you break a curse? With a new set of words. Yeah. That's it. That's how you break a curse. Yeah. Right? That's how you break a spell. Spell, S-P-E-L-L. What do you do with words? You spell. Right? So it's what's coming out of your mouth first is what you change.
Right.
If you're making $15 an hour right now, are you happy with that? No. I want to make $100,000. Great. Get out a pen and paper, write the vision. I'm so happy and grateful now that I earn $10,000 a month. You have no idea how it's going to happen. I know you don't.
Right.
You're not supposed to know how, because if you knew how, you'd have done it already.
Right.
But you know who knows how? God. Your reticular activating system knows how. Your mind knows how. And when you give the mind a direction, it will go and find the right people, the right situations, the right events for you to get to where it is that you want to go. Your mind is the GPS, but you're giving it the wrong address. You're giving it $15 a month, $15 an hour, whatever that is, that address. And it's saying, okay, good, I'll take you there. Give it a different address, 10 grand a month, 100 grand a month, $1 million a month, $1 million a day. Give it that address and watch how the right people will come into your life, the wrong people will leave your life, right opportunities, you'll get phone calls like, oh, it's called the magic of believing. So it starts with what I'm saying, and then it goes to what am I seeing. So write the vision, make it plain, so who sees it will run. So you can only run in the direction you see.